fact that Carlton and the Swans were battling for top position, but if it was overshadowed ever so slightly, and Kevin Bartlett has been watching an absolute thriller. He's seen Lockett get the ton. He's seen the Saints snatch victory very late in the last quarter. KB, we came home on the red eye special, and you've got the sunshades out, I see.
Yes, well, the eyes aren't too good just at the moment, Tim. But you said before about the Carlton and Swans game maybe overshadowing a game between St Kilda and Footscray. Well, it certainly didn't overshadow this game because it was one of the best games of football that I have seen for many, many years. It was one of the old-fashioned style games. It was tough, it was physical. Players just threw themselves in at the ball, and 17 points was the biggest difference in the scores between these two sides, and that was what St Kilda led by in the second quarter. But
play for the night, and what a corker this one is down at Moorabbin. St Kilda going for 5 in a row against Footscray, but there were just so many ingredients in this game. Of course, Darrel Baldock taken to hospital late in the week, and St Kilda has confirmed that the doc has suffered a slight stroke, but stresses that it is slight and he should come back to complete health. Apart from that, for St Kilda, a youngster named Matt Watts died during the week. He was born a spina bifida sufferer. The Saints wore black armbands for him today. He'd been their #1 brave supporter, they called him. He was even given the privilege over the years of being able to go in and hear the coach give his pre-match address. That's how close he was to the club. So St Kilda wanted to win today for Matt as well. And also every St Kilda supporter worth his or her salt wanted Tony Lockett to boot 7 for the 100 for the first time in his career, and for the first time in red, black and white since 1936 when Bill Moore did it. And Footscray, for their part, needed to win to stay in the 5. The Bulldogs haven't had too much success in recent years and were hoping to play in the finals this year for the second time in the 1980s. Well, a tremendous struggle ensued, with Footscray leading by a goal at half-time, St Kilda in front by 9 points at three-quarter time, and each team has kicked a goal in the last quarter when we join it 9 minutes in. Our commentators, Kevin Bartlett and Peter McKenna.
He's got it too, Nicky Winmar drops the ball. Play on, said the umpire, and it's forced to the line and over the line out of bounds. And there's the crowd voicing their opinion. There's about 25,000 umpires here today out there behind the fence, and they all know the rules. Low, too strong, goes for the big fist away. It's grabbed there by Eccleston. Wide he goes back to the boundary line, and Troy Maloney and Alex Marcoux forces Maloney over the line with the ball. Scoreboard at the moment, 13-13, 91 the Saints. Footscray, 12-8-80. We've been playing 10 minutes, final quarter. Lockett on 99 goals for the year. There's a chance for McGuinness with a long driving kick. It's a free kick to Footscray. A push in the back to Brian Cordy. Can Footscray get a goal and get within reach of the Saints? There's the kick. Brian Royal ducks at the back, little Brian Royal. He's played a sensational game. He'll look for Beasley. Beasley, one out with Grant. Will the height without? Yes! Too tall, too strong, too good, Simon Beasley. 5 goals he's kicked, and a chance to kick goal number 6. And if he kicks this, the difference will only be 5 points.
That was a strong mark by Beasley, similar to the last goal he kicked with that added height.
Wouldn't you be tempted to have Frawley there, Kevin? I certainly would. A big player like Beasley. There's the kick. It's a goal to Beasley. 6 goals to Simon the Pieman Beasley. And the difference now is 5 points, and this is anyone's game.
I think we mentioned in the first quarter when Trevor Barker played on Beasley that he was giving away height, and now they've replaced him with Grant, a similar size and similar build, and Simon certainly has that height advantage. Now I reckon Frawley is going to go to full back. He's just indicating to Grant just to hold it there while the centre bounce takes place. And then I would think Frawley will wander down and pick up Simon Beasley.
Well, Beasley is 6'4", Kevin, and you can't afford to have a short player on him. He's just got too long a reach. But this has been a magnificent game of football. This is Kevin Roberts, the runner. St Kilda runner talking there to David Grant. There's no doubt in my mind, as Kevin said, he's going to be moved, and shortly, after the ball's been bounced, Frawley will go down onto Beasley.
And umpire Clayton bounces the ball. Magic McLean out of the centre. Can Footscray hit the front? Beasley's in front. Couldn't take it this time. Rice, strong play out of the fence. It's a long hand pass to Corker-Mealis. The crowd's behind the Saints as they go forward. Chance for Lowe. Linton Fitzpatrick thumps the ball away. Waiting down. It's forward. Crashes his way through. Past Barker. Kicks long. Here's a chance for Williams, and he takes the mark. Shane Williams. Here's it. Beasley's leads on. It's out in front. Beasley's got it.
This is a magnificent display of full forward work by both full forwards today, Kevin. It makes my heart feel good to watch two real good full forwards, and they're not taking the big screaming marks. They're leading for the ball up the ground and giving moving targets to their teammates.
Well, they've both kicked 6 each, Beasley and Lockett, and Beasley's becoming the bogey man for the Saints as he moves in. Drop punt is on its way, but it's well off target and through for one behind. That's his first point of the game. He had kicked 6 straight, so 6-1 to Simon Beasley, and we've played nearly 13 minutes into this final quarter, and Danny Frawley now down at fullback. That move maybe could have been made quicker.
I think it should have been made earlier, and I think that,
goal.
And I wonder how Tony Lockett's feeling, Kevin, as the ball goes out of bounds. I wonder how Tony would be feeling on 99 goals. He'd be a very nervous boy.
Well, Pete, you've been there 3 or 4 times yourself.
Well, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what anyone says. He would have that on his mind. He'd be very, very conscious of it, Kevin.
From that throw-in, here's a chance kicked off the ground. Frawley's out in front. Now a free kick has been paid, and it's going to Danny Frawley, who was held by Beasley. Decides to transfer play to the member side wing. Up high is Burke from behind. Waiting down is Elphinstone. Spills the ball out to Wallace. Benagoo and cops one high too from Owen, but play on, says the umpire, will pay advantage, and Rice backing back in defence. A great game at Moorabbin. 4 points the difference. The Saints 13-13, Footscray 13-9 as Elphinstone gets the ball to Rice, and as he drives it back to the centre wing position.
Gee, that was a good mark. That was a ripper mark by Trevor Barker under pressure. He kicks it to low. Stewie low fly. Oh, gee, look at the pressure on. Kicked away by Fitzpatrick with good play to Cordy. In goes Rod Owen. He loses, but it's a free kick to Brian Cordy. There's no doubt about Ian Clayton. He's got a lot of courage as an umpire. There's no doubt about that. Doesn't matter home crowd or what. Look at the kick. A 70-metre spiral punt. And a good mark to McConville. This game's had everything today. It's had guts, it's had physical contact, it's had 2 good full forwards, it's had some brilliant roving by Royal and McGuinness, and it's been a tremendous game. There's Marku receiving from Grant. 2 St Kilda players, Trevor Barker being one. Over to Spiro Corcomelis, a short kick. It's not a good one, but oh gee, the mark is dropped by John Peter Bunch. A clever hand pass to Rod Owen. He picks it up, a hand pass. Elphinston, Winmar, was it out? No, Winmar's got it. Oh, play on, said the umpire. Back to Elphinston, he hooks it back, not far enough, and through it goes for another behind. So the difference now is 5 points once again. Footscray, 13-9-87, trail St Kilda, 13-14-92, and we've been playing around about 14.5 minutes final quarter.
And Kennedy's kick has been marked by Dougie Hawkins, and a big rainbow has come out over Moorabbin. Who will win the pot of gold? And Greg Eccleston with the ball, half-back flank. Up to that half-forward flank, he's looking for the high fly, and Rance, but McConville from behind. 2 strong marks in the last minute. Great defensive play, and we see Neil marking in front of McGuinness. Scratcher wants to play on, but good guarding of the mark by McGuinness. He now plays on with a hand pass out to Burns. Burns onto the left foot, drops it in short, finds Marku.
Now, tension behind Lockett, Kev. Can he find him?
Well, the tension's on here at Moorabbin, and Lockett's led. There's the pass on the way, and Lockett has marked directly in front. Now, Pete, you've kicked 100 goals yourself.
Well, I can bet on one thing, Kevin. If he kicks his 100th goal here, Tony Lockett, and let's hope he does, the crowd, they've got the police out in the ground. I don't reckon they'll stop the kids.
Well, as a century goal kicker, Pete, call this 100th goal in league football of Tony Lockett's if he kicks it.
Well, Tony Lockett coming in for goal number 100. He'll never forget. It's a goal! A great effort by the young champ. A beautiful kick, and there the Saints players protecting Tony Lockett, and the crowd are coming on in their hundreds and thousands. And I knew the police had no hope, Kev.
Well, Pete, I can remember watching a piece of replay. When you kicked your 100th goal against Fitzroy down at the old St Kilda ground. And the crowd, exactly like this, streamed onto the ground. What was your thoughts when you're in amongst all that crowd?
Well, to be quite honest, Kevin, the feeling is that all you want to do is get them off the ground. You want to get on with the game. That's the whole point. But it's been let's give those full marks to Tony.
Players may lose a little bit of direction with the euphoria of the occasion of Tony kicking his 100th goal. And Footscray, you said before, Pete, they're not out of this game. There's 12 points the difference. And let's just check that. Yes, 11 points the difference.
Well, that's only 2 straight kicks, Kevin, and
really it's 20-minute mark on the clock, but probably only 15 minutes into the quarter.
I would say that was 4 or 5 minutes. Tony Lockett kicking his 100th goal, but let's face it, people love goal kickers, and well, the St Kilda fans here today, and there's plenty of them, will never forget this moment. And well done, Tony Lockett. Rick Kennedy, he'll be still as mean and tough as ever for the rest of this game. With a big moment for Tony. Well done, Tony Lockett.
And umpire Sheen bounces the ball after that excitement, and we see the Bulldogs coming forward, and Shane Williams up high, waiting down. McLean, here's a chance for Beasley. Ball bounced, but not kindly, and a throw will take place in the forward pocket for Footscray, only 25 metres around from their goals. And Beasley also has kicked 6 goals today, 6-1, and 11 points separate St Kilda and the Bulldogs. And Green in the ruck over the top of Conville, taken by Evans. He's played a great game for the Saints. And Nathan Burke, another youngster with a huge future, knocks the ball over the line. Plenty of time for Footscray to win this game and cement their place in the 5. And of course the Saints going for 5 wins in succession. Kicked off the ground by Rance. Beasley. Hand pass to Royal. Oh, he's in the back. Oh, the umpire has paid it, holding the ball. Now, that's a very close decision, because when you tackle a player from behind, it's very difficult not to push him in the back.
I'll tell you what, that decision really can go either way. I think the umpire, believe it or not, went the right way there. And Peter McConville to half-back. Grabbed by Trevor Barker. Off he goes. He must be enjoying this, playing in a revitalised team. Winmar in the second half has really came into this game. He's really come into the game in the second half. 14 kicks. Nicky Winmar. Oh, he ran far too close to the man on the mark. Back it comes to David Grant. Cronin overran the ball. Here's Brian Cordy, a big-hearted player, Brian Cordy. Brian Royal, talking about big hearts, he's there too. He's doing the roving. There it is, coming away with his Rance. Oh, here's the goal coming up. Peter Foster stabs a goal. It's a goal to the Bulldogs, and they're back in the fight, because the difference now is only 5 points in favour of the Saints.
And that low trajectory kick then of Peter Foster was nearly touched by Danny Frawley. He really did kick that extremely low, considering that Frawley was between him and the goals. But Footscray still fighting very strongly. It's been a fantastic game down here at Moorabbin. Both these sides, there's been very little between them right throughout the day. The biggest break being 12 points by St Kilda at a change. That was at quarter time. Then the Bulldogs led by 6, the Saints by 9 at 3/4 time, and now only by 5 points. And we've played 23 minutes of the last quarter, but we've lost 5 minutes, of course, through Lockett kicking his century as Elphinstone from that half-back flank. And there's a great mark by Rod Owen as he juggled it. Owen's booted 3, plays on, onto the left boot. Barker couldn't juggle it. Oh, strong play there by coming through strongly. Looked to be Linton Fitzpatrick, taken by McLean. Footscray's running players have done very well today. And here's one of them. He's been a star, Tony McGuinness. He's off and running. He's had 3 bounces, 4 bounces. He's at the 50-metre line. The left boot, Royals back and back at the square. Couldn't take the mark. Kicked off the ground by Williams. He's goal. And Footscray have hit the front. The Bulldogs have hit the front at 3 goals to Shane Williams. And the Bulldogs are 1 point. 1 point in front. And what a game at Moorabbin.
What a gutsy attempt there by little Brian Royal to take that mark. It could almost have been a free kick. He was pulled off the ball. He's been a fantastic player. The little men for Footscray today have been outstanding, and McGuinness too. He's been a great player. What a great run that was down the ground. It started from the tough play of Fitzpatrick, as you called it, up the other end, Kevin, and also McLean was in there. Let's see what happens now. There's Nathan Burke. A little hand pass over the top to Nicky Winmar. Over it comes to Burns. Burns to Lockett. Back comes Kennedy, and Rick Kennedy ducks back to take the mark, and Lockett won't be happy. Even if he kicks his 100th goal and they lose, being a great team man, he won't be happy. There's a good mark. This kid has been very impressive. Fitzpatrick, in fact, I think he's beaten Stuart Lowe today. I think you'd have to say that. There's the fist away by McConville to David Grant. Grant onto the left foot. Oh, Stuart Lowe ducks back. He's got his name written all over it and he takes the mark. Now Lockett. Lockett leads. There's the chip pass across. Yes, no. He couldn't take it. Rick Kennedy. Courageous Captain Kennedy to Cronin. It's knocked away. Michael McLean and John Peter Budge. Tremendous contest going on here. Play on, said the umpire. And in comes umpire Brian Sheehan to bounce it half forward for St. Kilda. The clock is showing 25 minutes. There'll be a lot of time on. The difference is 1 point in favour of the Bulldogs.
And a draw would be a good result for these two sides today, because they have both played great football, tough football. The crowd's enjoyed every moment of it. And we see McGuinness with kick number 22. Drives forward and a diving mark by Foster. 1 point Footscray lead by. And Foster at centre half forward. The lead's on from Beasley. He goes for the big torpedo. Now Beasley from behind. Can he take the mark? He wins the front position. Can't take the mark. In goes Rice. Picked up by Royal. He's caught. Holding the ball, says umpire Clayton. And Burns plays on quickly. And umpire Clayton says, go for it, son. And Burns runs through the centre of the ground. Centre half forward. And Owen out in front. Strong player. Here's Lockett. He's pointing. He wants it kicked to the outer side of the ground. Lockett, can he make ground? Fitzpatrick. Strong play. Kennedy, the skipper. Beautiful hand pass to Wallace. He's got a panic in front of him. He's had a bounce. Drops it in short to Rance. And Rance, oh, he spills the mark. McConville over the top. Oh, beautiful long hand pass, but oh, McCoo couldn't take it. Williams in there, and the ball rushed over the line, and players are tired, Peter.
Well, I'll tell you what, tired. All right, look at the crowd. And this has really been one of the best games you would ever wish to see. It's been a sensational game. Don't take much notice of that time clock. There's going to be a heck of a lot of time on. Here's Scratcher Neal. 1 point the difference, and Scratcher puts it out of bounds on the fall. 1 point in favour of the Bulldogs. Can they hang on to their spot in the 5? They're fighting desperately. The Saints have also fought very, very hard. Full marks to both sides for a great contest. The kick up towards centre half forward. The high flyers are there. Hawkins, a brilliant hand pass over to Shane Williams. Up the side of the boat, Daddy Frawley comes out. Read that lot better than these. Oh, under pressure. That was a bad kick. Oh, Brian Cordy had the chance. Oh, very cleverly done, Nathan Burke. Good tackle, Brian Cordy. In they go after the ball. Play on, said the umpire, as the players are very tired and they're giving their hearts for their clubs. Tremendous contest. That man on screen, Nathan Burke, has got a very, very old head on his shoulders. Very quick thinker. Out it comes to Evans. Evans kicks it out of defence. Eccleston fighting hard for the ball. Some good shepherding there by Fitzpatrick. A hand pass to Purser. Back to McLean. Michael McLean back to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick over to Cronin. Cronin dodges and weaves. Gets onto the left foot. Beasley and Frawley. They're punched away by Frawley. The ball comes loose. Holding the ball, yes. No doubt about that. He held it far too long. And umpire in Clayton said to young Dean Rice, as disappointed at all as he must be, held it far too long after that tackle by Rance.
It was a good tackle by Rance too. Now, Murray Rance usually plays in defence, and we see Bradley Gotts being brought back onto the ground for the Saints. So let's see whether the defender come forward today can kick a goal. He's kicked one in the third quarter. Shaky run in. And a shaky kick off the boot. He's kicked 1-1, Murray Rance, and of course the one he kicked was from the goal square, which is a lot closer than what he was on that occasion.
And he nearly messed that one up.
But the Bulldogs, they lead by 2 points. The ball's kicked to the outer side of the ground. Foster's high, couldn't tame the mark. Scratcher nil. to Corker-Mealis. Goes wide, he's looking for Elphinstone, is it? Elphinstone now. Down on the half-forward flank, chips it back. Nicky Winmar, sensational play by Winmar, and Lockett has marked. He's got tremendous pace, Nicky Winmar, a touch of magic, and the way that he delivers the ball is quite exceptional. And Tony Lockett has marked. He's only 20 metres out. No angle to speak of. He's kicked 7, he's kicked 100, and if he can kick this, he'll equal Bill Moore's record of 101 goals for St Kilda. And Lockett has done that. He's put through goal number 8. He's now joined Bill Moore as the highest goal kicker in St Kilda's history.
Well, that is the 12th change of lead in the match, and I think that is sensational for football. It's great, and this is sensational for football too. Tony Lockett urging his teammates on. Mick Kennedy had no chance of cutting that brilliant play off there by Winmar, and that was great play by St Kilda all the way from defence. 4 points of difference. There's time for Footscray if they're good enough. Steve Wallace off the side of the boot. Bradley Gotch loses it. Grabbed there by Nathan Burke. Up high to half forward. The ball comes loose. A chance for Ron Owen. In they go hard after the football. Troy Maloney loses it. Eccleston kicked away by Maloney. Straight to Peter Budge, who put the ball on the ground. Back it comes towards McGuinness and Nicky Winmar. McGuinness goes in after it. A beautiful hand pass. Nathan Burke's there also. It's on the boundary line, very close to the boundary. Time clock showing 30 minutes gone, final quarter. Still time. There must have been 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes when Lockett kicked his 100. So there would still be another couple of minutes, I think, Kevin.
No doubt about that, Pete. There's plenty of time for Footscray and St Kilda to kick another goal. We see Eccleston's kick smothered, and a throw will take place. Centre wing position. 4 points the difference. St Kilda 15-14, 104. Footscray 15-10, 100. And Lockett has kicked 8. Beasley has kicked 6. Lowe takes that front position. Purser done the lion-hearted ruck work today. Kick off the ground by Evans. Rushed over the line. Tremendous game of football, and the crowd has enjoyed every moment of it today. Purser wins the tap. Here's McGuinness. Footscray small men, been outstanding. Kennedy, the ball bounces kindly. He's off and running. Oh, it's a bad bounce. In comes Lockett. Kennedy's on hands and knees, crawling after it, scratching after the ball. Gets it out to McGuinness. Looking for Hawkins, backing back. And Sir Duggan's taken the mark. Now he's a long way out from goal. He's looking for Beasley. Beasley from behind! What a mark! Simon Beasley has taken a sensational grab. Peter McKenna, what a mark.
9 marks to Simon Beasley. You call it sensational. You can say it was under pressure. And what a good mark before that by Hawkins. Well, I'll have to say I haven't seen a better game of football than this. This is tremendous stuff. If he kicks this, Footscray will be 2 points in front, and they'll keep their place in the 5 if they can hang on to it. There's a kick by Beasley. It's a goal. I think it's close. No, he's missed. 1 point. Oh, it was close. 1 point to Simon Beasley. And now the difference is 3 points. Well, it was very, very close, that kick. The goal umpire went right across. Danny Frawley to Burns. He can't take the mark. Steve Wallace to Royal. He slipped over. They're still in there after it. And the umpire's going to pay a free kick for over the neck. A very lucky free kick in my book. Down there to Tony Evans it is.
Well, Wallace should have had a shot then.
Yes, he went for the hand pass. Brian Royal slipped over. Oh, here comes Winmar. That's probably good play at this stage to go across the ground. Winmar kicks wide. Scratch O'Neill is there on Dougie Hawkins. He hooks it back. Oh, but it's taken by Ford. Michael Ford, they won't catch him. He can run a mile. He can't pick it up though. He's got it still, Michael Ford. Great tackle.
Right.
Holding the ball, set the umpire. And this game has got everything.
Well, I think you said before. And the siren has sounded. It's so hard, but the siren has sounded, and St Kilda have defeated Footscray by 3 points. It's absolutely
like that at a winning grand final. All eyes were on Lockett. His father joined in the celebration, and the normally shy full forward broke his code of silence and spoke to the media.
Well, Tony, congratulations. How did it feel putting that big one through?
It was absolutely marvellous. It was a relief there. I dropped an easy one there, and I didn't think I was going to get it, but things worked out well.
Well, you must be, apart from the 100 goals, 8 goals today in the team to get up by 3 points.
Yeah, absolutely thrilled. Tremendous. Couldn't be happier. Thanks very much.
What about for the doc, though? Was there a feeling out there that, to get out and win it for the
Yeah, I think everyone was feeling a bit sorry for the doc. He's in there. I know he would have been listening on the wireless, and I'm sure he's bloody real happy now.
A few celebrational drinks tonight?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Lockett went on to boot another 16 goals to clearly win the goal-kicking competition from Warwick Kappa from Sydney and Hawthorn's Jason Dunstall. But the best news came later, with Lockett re-signing with the club along with a number of other top players. Congratulations, Plugger.
A fantastic win to the Saints. They've made it 5 on end. That in fact equals their best since 1972, when their last winning matches on that 5-week sequence were the elimination final and the first semi-final. A great win for their sick coach Darrel Baldock. Tony Lockett bringing up his century. What more can any St Kilda supporter ask? 23,000 plus down at Moorabbin to see it. Tony Lockett kicking Kilda rooms. Tony Lockett has been a fairly elusive target for members of the media, but the Saints have granted a dispensation today, and so they should. Here he is with Peter McKenna, a 100-goal kicker himself.
Thanks, Tim. Congratulations, Tony. It must have been a sensational feeling. How was the feeling lining up for that 100th? What went through your mind?
A few things went through my mind, Peter, but mainly just to make sure I kicked the goal. It was a relief after I kicked it.
Well, what gave you the biggest thrill? Now, be honest, the 100th goal or the one just after that took the Saints to the lead?
Oh, I would have to say it wouldn't have been the same if we hadn't won the game. So I'm thrilled to get out with 2 ups. Thanks very much.
Well, the fact that you... A few one-eyed supporters. Good on you, Tony. The fact that Darrel Baldock is in hospital, Alan Davis used that as a spur for the players?
Yeah, he did, and we didn't really know how bad the doc was until today, and we done it for him, and I'm sure he's very happy sitting up in bed at the moment.
Well, in your past, you've had troubles with Rick Kennedy in the past. Was anything said between you? And I think it'd be interesting for viewers to know, did he say anything to you? Did he congratulate you after your 100th goal? Because he's a pretty rough and tough opponent.
Yeah, he is. Matter of fact, we get along all right now, and he did congratulate me, and I thought it was a very nice gesture by him.
And Tony, there's been a lot of talk about your future. I know there's a lot of St Kilda players around, supporters around here. Are you going to be there with the club next year?
I'll be here to stay. No worries about that.
Well, that's terrific news for the Saints, and what a day for them. Unfortunately, I suppose the shadow hanging over it of the fact that Darrel Baldock is in hospital. And Darrel, we hope you're watching. We hope you're well, and we know that you're absolutely delighted with the Saints and Tony Lockett's performance this afternoon down at Moorabbin.
Saints not looking too good.